DepEd Order Number 72 Series of 2019, Curriculum Modifications and Parental Involvement. Curriculum modifications. They shall be implemented in the forms of adaptations and accommodation to foster optimum learning based on individuals' needs and potentials. Modification in classroom instructions and activities is a process that involves new ways of thinking and developing teaching-learning practices. It also involves changes in any of the steps in the teaching-learning process. Curriculum modification shall include service delivery options like cooperative or team teaching, consulting teacher program, and others. The provision of support services from professionals and specialists, parents, volunteers, and peers or bodies to the children with special need is an important feature in the inclusion program. In general, curriculum modification is an educational strategy that allows special needs students to have better access to information and resources. Curriculum modification consists of the adjustments educators make to curriculums to make them accessible for students with special needs. In this regard, educators have to be aware of the students' traits when they're planning the class methodology, content, and assessment. They make the necessary changes to adapt their curriculum to the particular characteristics of the student. The goal is to make the content more accessible to students who have some kind of learning barrier. They may also eliminate certain elements of the curriculum for students if they simply can grasp them. So when do teachers resort to curriculum modification? The basic elements of any curriculum are the goals, content, and evaluation criteria. Teachers use these three factors to design and execute their curriculums and their curriculum modifications. The first thing you have to know is how to differentiate between the two kinds of modification. The difference lies in whether or not the educators make changes to the basic elements we just mentioned. If they do, they're making significant modifications. If not, they're not making non-significant modifications. So what is non-significant curriculum modification? In this case, the teacher doesn't make changes to the basic element of the curriculum. However, they do change first, the organization or methodology, second, the student's general environment, and third, the minor content. Within these guidelines, the modifications only affect things such as the kinds of activities or the evaluation method. They never affect educational goals. Those will be the same as they are for all the other students. Consequently, there won't be any repercussions in the child's evaluation or whether or not they go past to the next grade. On the other hand, significant curriculum modifications are those that change the basic elements of the curriculum. An educator may resort to them when the student's traits in relation to the school environment make it impossible for them reach the proposed class goals. These needs are called specifics of educational support. In that situation, the child can only move on to the next grade if they reach certain concrete objectives. These objectives are specified at the beginning of the semester in the individual curriculum modification. If the student doesn't reach their goal, their school might make them repeat a grade so they can have another opportunity to meet the requirements to pass. Not only that, but repeating a grade can also be beneficial for the child's social skills. Social aspects and other characteristics of curriculum modification. The implementation process for curriculum modification is very important. A team of professionals involved in the educational process should make the decision. It's also essential for all the decision to be recorded in writing. The basis of this practice is focused on the idea of social inclusion. The idea is that no one should be discriminated against. No matter their differences or ability, everyone should have an equal opportunity to get an education and develop themselves professionally. Inclusive system assume that everyone has unique skills and abilities and that everyone can learn. It's a continuous process observable in participatory practices and actions built on the foundation of freedom. Talking about curriculum modification is one thing, but actually carrying them out can be quite quite complex. There are some consequences to graduating from high school with a modified curriculum. For example, a student in that situation wouldn't be eligible for certain government programs. That's why it's so important to seek professional help if you're trying to navigate this kind of situation. Everyone involved should think carefully before making any decision about curriculum modification. Parental involvement. This plays a vital role in preparing the children in academic, moral, and spiritual development. Parents shall involve themselves in observing children's performance, volunteering to work in the classroom as teacher, and providing support to the other parents. We know that when teachers and parents work together to support the learning and social or emotional needs of students, that students do better in school. Not only does it help students learn and achieve academically, it helps students develop positive peer relationships as well. We have a shared responsibility in educating students. Parental involvement is essential for student development and offers many benefits. It also helps improve student behavior in the classroom. Having parents and teachers communicate more helps students feel more motivated in their classes. Their self-esteem and attitudes in class improve. 1. District and school-based special education and regular teachers, administrators, and parents need to collaboratively develop and facilitate the most effective program for children with disabilities. This program shall be included in the SIP or School Improvement Plan. 2. To realize the successful implementation of inclusive education in the school, the duties and responsibilities of DepEd officials are defined in enclosure number 2. 3. Officials of the division, region, and central offices shall provide the needed training on inclusive education to administrators, teachers, and other school staff. Regulatory monitor the implementation of the program and provide the corresponding technical assistance needed and conduct evaluation to determine the effectiveness of the program and improve its implementation. Remember that inclusive education in the Philippines is important. It fosters a culture of respect and belonging. It also provides the opportunity to learn about and accept individual differences. It provides all children with opportunities to develop friendships with one another. Friendships provide role models and opportunities for growth. And that's all. Thank you.